Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Mortensen, Superintendent of Schools at Redfield Public Schools. We are so excited to announce a new and unique program that we're bringing to Redfield Public Schools next year in the fall of 2025 called Dakota CEO. CEO stands for Creating Entrepreneurial Opportunities. And the Dakota CEO program is going to allow our students to gain valuable knowledge and skills needed to start their own businesses, as well as be successful in the workplace. Currently, there are 350 high schools within 11 states throughout our nation that already implement the CEO program. We are so honored to be the first South Dakota school to join this great opportunity. Please take a few minutes to watch our videos to gain greater knowledge of our program and opportunity.
From an academic standpoint, CEO is a full school year class. It's typically targeted at seniors in high school, sometimes juniors. That's always a decision that's made locally. The class meets 5 days a week, 90 minutes a day. So every day school is in session, CEO is in session. And the students do receive a minimum of 2 credits towards high school graduation. That's our minimum standard. I'd say over half of our programs offer dual credit, dual enrollment type options as well. And the students do receive a grade. But after that, CEO doesn't look, feel, or smell like school to the students nor the business community. First, CEO always meets in a business, not in a school or a classroom. It's very intentional to pull the students out of the school and out of the school environment and put them into a true business environment. Typically, there's quarterly host site businesses. That's a business that has a place big enough to host the class and any guests that might be there. That serves as the pseudo classroom for the students when they don't want one of the more than 40 business visits. I'm going to have to stand on this side. There we go. One of the more than 40 business visits during the course of the year. So we'll visit everything in your community from small mom and pop to major manufacturing across all the different industries represented in the community. So finance, healthcare, retail, service, ag. I know you have a lot of hunting going on around here, but it's pheasant capital of the world. Is that correct? I got that right? So you have a lot of things that happen here. Want them to learn about those businesses by going there firsthand, meeting the leadership of those businesses, learning exactly what those businesses do. In addition to that, 40 or more guest speakers come into the class. There we go. 40 or more guest speakers come into the class. Most of those folks are business people. They just don't have a place to physically host a class, so they come in as guest speakers. And I always like to stress, whether it's a business visitor or a guest speaker, the students are learning 3 critical things. Number 1, they're learning about each particular business. This allows them to see opportunities for employment in the future in their community, ideas for their own career pathways, and sometimes can even inspire their own business idea. The second thing they learn is they learn business. Well, the class does have a facilitator. The true teachers of CEO are you folks, the business people in the community. So every time they go on a business visit or have a guest speaker, they'll learn a handful of business concepts that particular person or business is applying every single day to be successful. So rather than learning about balance sheets and P&L statements from a teacher lecturing from a textbook, they'll learn locally, firsthand from a local CPA. Okay? If you learn about inventory control, maybe it's a local grocer and or local manufacturer. If you learn about marketing, maybe you have a local marketing firm, but more likely they'll learn from local businesses that market and sell really well. We give hundreds of those examples. And the third thing they'll learn is they'll learn your stories. They want to hear how all the people they meet went from high school kid where they are right now to where you are in life right now. If your life's been anything like mine, maybe you had some ups and downs and twists and turns, but hopefully along the way, we've all learned a few key success principles that allow us to be successful every single day. And that's what those young people really need to hear and really need to learn, because they'll carry those principles forward no matter what pathway they choose in life. CEO, it's often the first chance you had at a business mentorship relationship. And I met several of you already when you're out enjoying some dinner, and a lot of businesses there, and they get to hopefully be connected to some of you and other people in the community as their mentor. And that's an important and powerful part of CEO. I always mention for educators and even parents, the audience is done in a very safe environment. All the mentors have to pass whatever background checks the school district would require of any volunteers for the school. In addition to that, we never recommend that mentor and mentee meet privately. Typically, there's at least one monthly mentor day each month during this course of the year where they get a room big enough where the mentor and mentee can pair off. That just protects everybody involved with the program. Next thing to CEO is to instill that entrepreneurial mindset. And that is to the creation and operation of real businesses. Okay, get that idea of real stuff. When I say real, they go from ideation to crafting a business plan to actually making products and or services available for sale in the community. So again, real businesses are being launched. So the first half of the year, that first semester, they'll work together as a group. They'll work on a class business. So they'll go through ideation, they'll debate and argue among themselves, sometimes almost fight about their ideas. They'll eventually set on what they'd like to do. They'll start to craft a business plan, figure out what they want to do. They'll propose it to the local CEO board. You saw all the wonderful folks who volunteered to be on that board for your community. That board will hopefully give them a thumbs up to the plan. Then the students will go about executing that plan. This is a good spot to tell you about the difference between a traditional teacher and a CEO facilitator. The facilitator is there every day. The facilitator is not going to walk in with the kid's business plan and go, okay kids, today we're going to do this, and tomorrow we're going to do this, and next day we're going to do this. The students are driving this plan. And I liken it to them taking a train down the tracks. So as they're driving that business train down the tracks, if the facilitator sees, uh-oh, they're going to derail this train, they have to let them derail the train. Because as we all know in life, we often will learn a lot more when we mess up things than when they go smoothly. Because the real learning will come when they put that train back on the tracks. The facilitator does make sure they don't take the train off the bridge into the gorge where it can't be recovered. So they do offer some guardrails. But again, CEO is experiential learning on steroids. We want them to learn firsthand, just like they would in the real world. The students will pick out all kinds of different things they want to do as their class business. I can tell you that events have traditionally been the #1 category because they have a definitive end to them. The class business is not meant to last long term. But every class and every program every year will pick out what they want to do as a class in their community. So they'll do product-based businesses, service-based businesses. During COVID especially, they moved events outdoors. A lot of times the students get pretty creative. And they'll figure out something their community doesn't have or hasn't had in a while, and they'll try to do something based around that. And I can also tell you these class businesses can generate anywhere from $2,000 to $40,000 in revenue. And that revenue amount is not based on the size of the community. It's classy business. The appeal of what they're offering, how do they run the business? How do they market and sell and deliver on what they promise determines their success, just like for any business. Then the second half of the year, the students take everything they learned as a group and they will go about launching their own individual business. This is my personal favorite part of CEO. I love this part of it because they're really getting to empower themselves and pick out something they're passionate about. And that's what they do. They'll figure out something they're passionate about, something they're interested in, something they think they can make money at, whatever their motivation is. And they're not alone during this process. I already mentioned class as a facilitator. I already talked they have a mentor. Third class space dedicated to them working on their own individual businesses. So they can work with and help each other. But ultimately, each student will have their business, their baby they're going to leave that class with. And again, right there, all real businesses that they launched. Here's the local CEO trade show. This is not a science fair, this is not a show and tell, this is a show and sell. If these students have not already started selling their products or services in the community, they're expected to have them available for sale at the trade show. So those are real products being sold for real dollars, and they're booking real services for real money right there in the trade show floor. And again, this is an amazing time in their lives. You see those young people from the beginning of the year to what you see at the trade show. You'll see a tremendous transformational experience right before your eyes what has happened. Big picture, just mentioned transformed students, beginning of the year, high school kid, end of the year, young professional, hopefully with that problem-solving mindset of an entrepreneur. They get the 21st century skill sets you need to be successful in life. They actually learn, guess what? You can talk on this thing. That's why it's called a phone. Their normal conversation is like this, with the person next to them. So they learn how to connect and engage with people. That's something they do every single day in class. Every day when they meet someone new. So if you go into a CEO class to come to your business, they're expected to walk up to each of you, look you in the eye, shake your hand, introduce themselves, and if time allows, engage you in conversation. It is not a one-time class. They do it every single day. Or by the second month of class, they actually start to become second nature to them, just like it is for us if we walk into a room somewhere. And that's a huge part of this transformational experience. They get other skill sets as well. They get the skill sets of how to operate on Zoom. They learn how to operate in a team environment. Many have been on maybe sports teams or clubs in school. They have to work as a business team, so they're getting that type of training. Imagine if they went to work in your business in the future, already had the experience of going into a business, working with other people. That's all part of the CEO experience. Every student and CEO goes through that entrepreneurial experience, so they now know what it takes to launch and operate a business. A lot of students have said, I now know why my boss wants me to do things a certain way. You understand the importance of systems and procedures in the business to get that consistent result. But getting to their individual businesses, what we're seeing now in CEO, we see about 45% of CEO ones continue their CEO launch business for a significant amount of time beyond the end of the class. And by the word significant, I mean more than just the summer after the class is over. We've had some students go full-time right out of high school with their CEO launch business. More likely they do it as a part-time job, or as the cool kids say, a side hustle, while they go to work for other people in the community, or more likely continue their schooling somewhere, whether it be a trade school, community college, or local university they're commuting to. We even had some CEO alums operate their CEO business from their college dorm rooms or apartments. And some of them even paid their entire way through those universities with the profits from their CEO launch business. That always leads to the question, what about the other students? Well, some of those, again, they go right into the workforce, but every single student that goes to CEO has the capability to be an entrepreneur, because they can bring the problem-solving mindset of an entrepreneur to go to work for your businesses in your community. CEO uses entrepreneurship as the vehicle to teach career readiness skills, essential employability skills. They get entrepreneurial business skills, and they get life success skills, all through the package of entrepreneurship. Because in entrepreneurship, they're required to take total and complete ownership of what it is they're doing. Ownership is a key word in CEO. So they'll own the results. So when you see them at the trade show, they own that business literally, but they own the results they're getting from that because they have to take ownership throughout the entire year. And every business owner I've ever talked to wants their employees take ownership of the work they're doing. And that's a huge part of the workforce development component of CEO. Best network is local. I talked about them developing a network, but if your network's determined by your network, the whole idea here in CEO is that they see this community as a great place to live, work, raise their families, and maybe own and operate business as well. I met your new radio station owner. We were out there dinner earlier, just about a business community. Want to keep businesses here, want to draw new businesses here, CEO can help with that. Every program, you need 35 investors at that $1,000 a year level to ensure the program is paid for successfully over the long term. There is another level. If people can't come to the $1,000 level, if you can, anybody can donate a smaller amount. There's a friend of CEO classification. that the Friends of CEO account is specifically to help students, especially from a socioeconomic background. Maybe they can't afford the business casual clothes. They're expected to wear every day. I mentioned they don't wear jeans and hoodies and t-shirts in CEO. They're expected to dress business casual, set them a little apart, put them more in a professional environment. So if they can't afford that, some programs will provide gas cards because the students are often driving themselves, so they can help support. So there's certain ways those specialized funds go, but the operating budget is what keeps the program going long term. Other areas on there may be mentor. I mentioned mentors. That's a commitment. Hey, can you be a mentor to help with a student? There's other places that, hey, can you host a class at your business? Would you want them to come once during each school year to come to your business and see your business firsthand? I hope most businesses would say yes to that because you're opening the students' eyes to what you offer. They may become customers or they may become employees. At least they know what exists in the community. Other opportunities, hey, if you can't host because you don't have enough space or maybe you're not currently running a business, but you have an experience you can share with those young people, you can come in as a guest speaker. That's another way. And I think those are the main categories that are on the form. So there's a lot of ways to be involved with CEO to help make it successful. Again, back to that community-driven nature of it. So one, it's the impact on those young people. So you are giving back to the community, you're impacting those young people. Return long-term is could they become, you're helping develop your future workforce? Could they go to work for you? Will they stay in this community, be your customers or clients? Will they develop something new in the community? It becomes a business. They can help generate money in the community. Again, trying to help everybody. So those are some of the key ROI elements of CEO.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our CEO informational video. We hope it was informational and answered any questions about the new and exciting program that we will offer in the fall of 2025. If you have any questions, you may contact any of the CEO board members or Dr. Michelle Mortensen via email or school phone. Thank you.